Hey, what is up guys? So Melodious Diva's finally got some more support. We got Score the Melodious Diva. Let's check it out and let's kind of talk about what it can do in the deck. So anyways, it is a fairy that is level 2. Unfortunately not a tuner though. But anyways, when a Melodious monster, you control battles an opponent's monster. During damage calculation in either player's turn, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. The opponent's monster attack and defense becomes 0 until the end of this turn. That's a pretty decent little effect over there. You might be thinking, well, they already got Honest, what else could they need? Well, anyways, there's also this card that makes the deck a little bit more consistent with this little combo over here. You have this card called Sofina, the Melodious Maestra, and it's once during your turn a light fairy monster in your graveyard, you can add it back to your hand. You can't activate non-light monster effects during the turn that you activate this effect, so obviously you can only really use this in Melodious Divas, but you can still run like Christie and other great things. You can still run like the Star Seraphs, those are also lights. But I want to talk more about just getting out Aria, because now what this deck can do, especially with a card called Photon Veil, is have extensive consistency in the deck, because obviously if you're playing a Melodious Diva deck, you're more than likely going to be running all lights. It kind of reminds me like a Murray of Greed, but you get to choose the card. So you get to shovel 3 light monsters from your hand into the deck. You get to add one level 3. You get to add 1, 2, 3 level 4 or lower light monsters from your deck to your hand. If you add 2 or more monsters, they must have the same name. So this one basically just lets you add a bunch of copies of Score. Now, all you really need to do at that point is either use Valhalla or use one of the Melodious Diva cards that you just special summon from the deck. Or you can Goblinberg into this card. You can do whatever you do to get out Aria. Now, you don't have to have Sofina out, but let's just say you get out Aria. You get out Aria and you have 3 copies of Honest. You could keep on attacking them over and over, and remember, the Melodious Divas can't be targeted by card effects or be destroyed by battle. There's another Melodious Diva card that lets it so Melodious Divas can't be destroyed by card effects. At that point, you're looking at a very nasty, annoying thing to deal with. Now, I'm not saying that Score will make the deck super high tier, but it's just a more viable card, or maybe you guys can try it out. I definitely want to try it out once it comes out on Salvation. I'll let you guys know how it goes. I'll get some gameplay for you guys to show off how Score the Melodious Diva can work, because like I said, if you're playing a deck that is revolved around Melodious Divas, Photon Veil, bam, you just get to shuffle 3 light monsters. You could run an all-monster deck. At that point, as long as Aria comes out and she's special summoned, you've won the game against some decks. I know someone's going to be like, well, Tiramisu doesn't target, Trishula doesn't target. Not every deck can make those cards. Well, more likely, a lot of decks can't make Tiramisu because it requires Podolches. But for the most part, I found this to be a real cheesy way to make, Melodious Divas good. I don't think, like I said, it'll be meta. There'll probably be other decks that can get around this card. But for the most part, Aria is very difficult to deal with. Still in this day, some decks, you get out Aria, they just go, I don't have anything that gets over that. And once it's in defense position, it's really annoying to deal with. But let me know, guys, if you guys have any other Melodious Diva builds. I've tried Melodious Divas anti-meta with Balsam of the Emperor Christie, and it was kind of a fun little deck, but it wasn't actually super viable. But I find this card just to be good with Photon Veil, because like I said, you get out Aria, and you have 3 copies of Honest in your hand, and you just keep on beating them down for 16, and then they can't attack you. Pretty good stuff. Now, I do also want to mention that this can be bad in one sense, because it's only going to change the monster that's attacking. Obviously, if they have a bunch of monsters, they can keep on attacking, but if you have to add 3, you're going to be dealing a bunch of damage. Every time they attack, that's 1,600 points, and eventually the board will be blank. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be good. They keep on giving this deck support. I feel like eventually they're just going to give it you know what, let's just give a Spellbook of Judgment for the deck. But anyways, like I said, if you guys can figure out any other ways to really utilize this card, I mean, it has to be a Melodious monster. But for the most part, I just felt like, Photon Veil, search out 3 copies of it. And not too bad to have 3 copies of Honest. But anyways, I know it's kind of outdated for an Honest type of thing, when people are like, oh, Magician, Perform, Pal, Special Summon, a bunch of stuff, Board Wipe and stuff. But hey, maybe if they can't target your Melodious Divas, they can't destroy by battle, and they can't be destroyed by card effects. At that point, I don't know, you just kind of cry against the deck. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. It's been your boy Will Smith, signing out.